Good morning, everyone. We're really pleased to have you with us today. Today, this is John Gale interviewing Stewart Noakes. We're going to talk about his role as an angel investor and how he makes decisions as an angel investor. Stewart's a very interesting guy. He co-founded the Canopy startup accelerators in Boston, Exeter, and Lisbon. He has experience in building and exiting startups and scale-ups in India, the UK, and the United States. And he's worked in more than 16 countries. He's also a member of Concept, which is an early-stage UK-based VC firm, which has made over 20 investments in the last 2 years. Stewart's now living in Lisbon with his family and launching the Canopy incubator that he co-founded. Stewart?
Thanks, John. It's great to be here today. Thanks for having me. And for those of you that are watching today that don't know much about John, just a few words of introduction to him today. It's been great to meet somebody with the kind of experience that he has. And certainly it's very beneficial for people here in Portugal to kind of leverage the background that he has, extensive experience with startups and corporates, over 12 years in Silicon Valley, and working in all sorts of stages with people and with companies that I've not had the experience with, people like NEC Electronics and IBM. So thank you very much, John. I've learned a great deal from you over the last 6 months, and it's great to be here today.
Well, great. Thank you, Stewart. Our complete interview is titled An Angel Investor's Decision Process. It is available as an in-depth 43-minute video. This video is a 4-minute extract from our complete interview. In it, we discuss only barriers to competitive entry, as Stewart Noakes perceives them for a very early-stage startup. What sorts of questions do you ask them about barriers to competitive entry?
That's a great question, John. Thank you. Barriers to competitive entry, I think because I like these people to be their target market. I think they have instincts around the barriers to entry rather than defined kind of barriers. And I actually don't like them to have thought too much about it. I like them to think about the problem. I like them to think how they're going to solve the problem. I don't like them to think about how they're going to beat their competitors. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's the idea that I want them to fixate on making happy customers and almost forget that there's a competition. Just worry about getting that yes. Just worry about getting that smile, and let the competitor do whatever the competitor does. I was mentoring somebody recently who had a bit of a panic attack when they saw that somebody was doing exactly what they were doing in the same city that they were doing it at the same time that they were doing it, and that competitor was actually stealing some of their branding and actually trying to poach some of their early stage staff. My advice to them was just don't worry about it. If they're good and you're not good, they're going to squeeze you out. Just worry, though, about that customer and making that customer happy and listening to that customer. Because if you listen to that customer better than the other person, you will win.
But this applies primarily because you're talking at such an early stage. 6-12 months later, it would be different.
Potentially, yeah, absolutely. The reason I like this early stage stuff is because everything is up for change, everything is up for grabs, and it's an incredibly kind of personal and driven by the founder's time. It's less process and less operational, I guess you would say. I'd also like to say thank you very much for the time today. It's been great. Thank you for the questions. I've had to think quite hard on some of them. Appreciate it.
Well, excellent. And so I'd like to thank all of you for watching our interview today, and thank you, Stewart Noakes, for all the valuable information you provided. So this has been John Gale interviewing Stewart Noakes on his angel investment strategy and his decision process. Thank you again.